copy of that.
Hi everyone, I'm Akanksha.
I went to Google Trends and did a keyword search for human design, and I guess it was not surprising to see that there has been this explosion in the topic or explosion in searches for human design post-COVID. And it's not alone. There are other tools like Gene Keys, which is a newer, probably simpler tool where there's been this explosion. But it's quite fascinating to see that basically this explosion is a reflection of, I think, a hunger and a need for self-understanding. And that self-understanding is so important at a time when there's all of this change. And look, ultimately for me, human design was not about astrology. Thank you. Human design for me was not about astrology, just in case that's a little bit too fringe for anyone out here. It was really a language. It was a language that helped me decode the tension between who I thought I should be and how I actually am. And isn't that the same tension that we see with brands and try to solve for brands, which is the tension between perception and truth? And I guess in some ways when I saw the tension in myself, I couldn't unsee it. I saw that tension in our industry too. We're doing more with less, feeling less fulfilled, or the burnout of brilliance, especially amongst leaders. The people that everyone goes to, but who rarely stop and pause. And that is so important to do when our industry is in transition, because leadership too. Our teams don't require us or want us or need us to have all of the answers. They want us to be calm. They want us to be centered. They want us to be clear. You manage your own nervous system and the room follows. This summer, in fact, I'm fresh out of it. This summer, I did something that I have never done before. I took a sabbatical, a pause. It was wonderful. It was so different. It's something I would have never really considered doing if it wasn't for having gone through this journey of understanding myself, using human design, etc. Because it's not really a part of our culture to do that. Gap years, it's not a part of our culture. You just keep going. I did it, and it was the first time in so many years that I wasn't defined by a client brief or a revenue target. I found myself asking, what's the brief for me? Many of us in the room, we're all collectively brilliant creatives, right? We've done work like we've just seen with Heinz. This is all brilliant work, but how many of us have stopped to ask, what is the campaign for myself, right? So I want to share a frame that was helpful to me and might be helpful to you. Think about a time in your career when you felt most alive. Who were you being? What were you doing?